This time, I will talk about the reasons why Shohei Ohtani is still growing. Everyone thinks that Shohei Ohtani is in his final, completed form. No, I believe they are merely under that impression. On this program, I frequently touch upon where Shohei Ohtani currently stands, and he has not reached his peak yet. I once read a comment from Ohtani in a past magazine interview where he answered, "I consider age 35 to be my peak, and I also have the idea that it would be great if I could extend that to age 40. This year, he turns 32 years old. There are still 3 years left until the peak that he himself recognizes. I believe that over these next 3 years, he will grow even further and build his path toward age 40. In other words, the current Shohei Ohtani is still in the middle of his ambitions, still developing, and will continue to grow much more. Under normal thinking, his baseball life is already a massive success at this point. He moved to MLB and active as a two-way player, both pitching and hitting, for the first time since Babe Ruth, achieving numerous great feats. The record of double-digit wins as a pitcher and double-digit home runs as a hitter is truly something special. Winning the home run title in both leagues is also magnificent. And in 2024, he achieved the historic feat of 50-50, carving his name into history. It is a splendid track record. However, there is still a title he must acquire. As a pitcher, it is the Cy Young Award. I have been saying on this broadcast since before that Shohei Ohtani will win the Cy Young Award this season. This season is also a special season. For Ohtani, it is a season that began with a loss, something he hasn't experienced since his time with the Angels. In the WBC, they were eliminated in the quarterfinals. He must have tasted defeat for the first time in a while. For Ohtani, who had not experienced the frustration of losing in recent years, it is easy to imagine that this became the explosive trigger for his dynamic performance this season. Also, this season, he is entering the season as a two-way player right from the opening day. This is the first time since he transferred to the Dodgers. He returned as a two-way player in June of last season, but entering the season as a two-way player from opening day is a first-time experience. For Ohtani, this is also the season of a restart for his lifeline, the two-way play. In the season when he restarts that two-way play, aiming to receive the highest honor for a pitcher, the Cy Young Award, is, I think, an inevitable flow for Ohtani. When he was in high school, he set a goal to become the best player in the world. At that time, even in NPB, the existence of a two-way player did not even exist, and naturally, inside Ohtani's head, the goal of becoming the best in the world as a two-way player probably did not even come to mind. I interpret that when he set the goal to become the best player in the world back then, he was referring to becoming the best player in the world as a pitcher. To fulfill that goal he set in his high school days to become the best player in the world, he must win the Cy Young Award no matter what. Ohtani himself must feel that the chance has arrived this year. It is inevitable for Ohtani to aim for the Cy Young Award, but he also has unfinished business as a hitter. He probably also has a goal to win the great title of the Triple Crown. Also, I predict that someday he might hold the goal of breaking the MLB single-season hit record held by Ichiro. When thinking this way, we can understand that there are still plenty of things for Shohei Ohtani to do, and this is no time for him to have already reached his peak. He has won the MVP 4 times so far, but could it be that he is ultimately aiming to win the MVP 8 times and become the player with the most MVP awards in history? For Shohei Ohtani, there are still tons of things left to do in MLB, and to achieve them, he is still continuing to evolve. Regarding his recent evolution, we covered it on this program as well, but evolution as a hitter was seen. His relaxed batting style in the batter's box. Eliminating the feeling of tension, he stands in the batter's box relaxed, and previously when raising his heel during the backswing, he used to place his weight firmly on his pivot leg, the left leg. However, in Ohtani's recent batting style, the way he places his weight on his left leg has become shallower. Therefore, when he takes his backswing and raises his heel, his posture is higher than before. What is the aim of this batting style? First, by eliminating unnecessary force in the batter's box and making the swing compact, there is an effect of improving swing speed. Next, by improving swing speed, he can respond to fastballs without being late on the swing, and also, by swinging without a sense of unnecessary force, when a breaking ball is thrown, shifting smoothly to a swing adjusted to the breaking ball instantly becomes easy. In other words, by removing the feeling of force in his stance in the batter's box, he has become able to see through pitches accurately like a hit manufacturing machine such as Ichiro, and he probably switched to this new batting style called the relaxed batting style for the purpose of increasing his contact rate with the pitches thrown by the pitcher. I view this as Shohei Ohtani's new batting style, where technique has been added to his previous hitting power, allowing him to improve his contact rate with the ball through the relaxed batting style, aiming for hits against difficult pitches, and turning sweet pitches into home runs. When you think about it this way, you can understand. Shohei Ohtani is still growing. And he himself desires growth, daily layering modifications onto the form that showcased his amazing hitting before, aiming for the ultimate batting. Having ambition means having that much room for growth. When things go exactly as he aimed, at the exact same moment he thinks it was good, he heads toward making efforts to make it even better from the next instant. That is the soul as a baseball person at the core of Shohei Ohtani. Hearing that Shohei Ohtani is still in the growth process or still developing might make some people laugh, but he is truly evolving. Day by day, he tackles baseball to make tomorrow's self better than today's self. That is exactly why I believe the god of baseball smiles upon him every year. He plays baseball because he wants to get better at baseball. To master baseball, one must face baseball day by day, constantly think about baseball, and be sincere toward baseball. That attitude can be understood if you look at the way Shohei Ohtani trains daily, the way he plays catch, and the way he plays baseball. As long as he is playing baseball happily, there is no mistake in interpreting that he is in the growth process and still developing. Fans all over the world can rest assured. It means that Shohei Ohtani will continue to entertain us much more from now on. That is all for today. Thank you very much.